So I wanted to run through a little bit of this game just to get through some of the basics for new players so they can enjoy it right off the bat. They don't have to try to figure out the user interface, which I will admit is a little bit lacking. But here we go. I'm going to start a new game. Call it Mic 2. I've already got a mic. Alright, so here we go. This is how you start the game. You'll see out of the spaceship's view screen, and there's this urgent incoming message, and you can see this is blinking, and this computer thing is blinking when the mouse is not over it, and that is an indication that you need to click this one. So now this is where you're going to get messages from the mission command, which is coming from the mothership. So read these, pay attention to them. They give you some important information. From here you can look at the star chart. If you click on a sector, now you zoom into it, you can see things inside of it, like this is your spaceship, your location. This is sector 43. Now if you want to see stars in this sector, you're going to first have to scan some stars. There's no data in this database yet, other than the first sector that you are in already. Once you start scanning stars and entering different sectors, more information will appear here, and that will help you later on. But for right now, it's pretty much an empty database. If I click on stars, I can zoom in a bit, and from here I can click on the mothership. So I could warp to the mothership from here, or I can exit this panel and find the mothership. As it describes it, it is a beacon. There's a beacon, the green blinking star you should see ahead of you, and that's this blinking star. So if I right click on that, I can warp directly to there.
Warp engines engaged.
Takes a few moments. Before I start going on the main quest here, now they're giving me another urgent message. So now we read this one. I'm going to give you the gist of it. The mothership needs fuel. In order to get enough fuel, you need to find a planet that has the right kind of crystals, these acnexium crystals. And it's giving you some clues here. There's planets with silicate rock are the planets most likely to have these acnexium crystals. Also, in order to find them, you're going to have to look underground in the caves. So in order to find the caves, you have to actually land on the planets. Once you've landed on a planet, you can set a beacon, and that will be an indicator for the mothership, letting them know that they can now travel safely to that planet to collect those crystals. You're going to make your way across the galaxy to find another Earth-like planet, and in order to do that successfully, you have to bring the mothership, which has all the humans. It takes a lot of fuel, so you have to go sector by sector. Along the way now, you are free to go exploring. That's why it's called Star Explorers. So when you're at the mothership, you have some extra options here. There's quests. The quests are basically just finding different types of objects. And once you find such an item, you can bring it back here to the mothership and click this button to submit your quest. If you have the item in your inventory, it will give you some money. But until you have that item, you won't be able to do anything with it. You can also trade with the mothership. So you've got your inventory here, which you can call this up at any moment by hitting I for inventory, right? And that toggles that. Or you can just come here and you'll see your inventory in the trade menu. These are the fuel crystals you're going to be looking for. This is a armor repair kit. You can see up here your suit has a green bar. That is your armor. The yellow bar is actually like a jetpack, so you'll see that gets depleted every time you jump. And then you've got health kits, and this is obviously your health, the red bar. And then you've also got oxygen, and the blue bar here indicates your oxygen. Another thing of note is the temperature. So when you're on a planet, it will show the temperature of that planet. And that's important because your suit can only withstand a certain high and low temperature. You'll see 400 degrees and 200 degrees. Now those seem like very hot temperatures, but actually Star Explorers uses the Kelvin scale. So 200 degrees Kelvin is actually like minus 70 degrees Celsius, and 400 degrees Kelvin is something like 230 or 130 degrees Celsius. It's really hot, but planets get a lot hotter than that. So when you do find planets to land on, you want to check the temperature and make sure you can withstand those temperatures, or have some fun and take the risk, you know, and land on a planet that's a little too hot. You have to do that sometimes if you're running low on fuel, for instance, and you need to grab some from a hot planet. You can get weapons here. Here's a laser pistol. You already have a laser pistol, but if you look carefully, my laser pistol does 10 damage and has a fire rate of 5, whereas this one does 15 damage and has a fire rate of 11, which is a lot faster. So, you know, you might want to consider buying a laser pistol. And ammo. I'm going to get some ammo. Now you can choose the amount you want. I'm going to get this laser pistol. And I'm going to get some more ammo. Why not? Right? I'm going to get even more ammo. Now this ammo, now first let me sell my old weapon. Okay, sold it. Let me equip this one, so now I have the better laser pistol. It has 9 bullets loaded. I have 50 ammo sort of attached to my belt. And if I use an ammunition icon here, it will basically attach that ammo to my ammo belt. So now you'll see I have 67 on my belt. I can have up to 100. Back to the main quest. We're looking for a star in Sector 21, and we're going to then look for a planet with silicate rock. Now where is Sector 21? Alright, that's a bit of a problem. So it seems. Sector 43 is the only one showing. However, and I just want to show you this real quick. Pressing O will show you that you are in that sector. This is sort of like an overlay. O for overlay. That shows you where you are in that sector, and that corresponds to this square, cube rather, in the star chart. There's my ship, there's a mothership, and I'm in this sector, and as you can see, I'm in the sector here, in real life. Well, real fake outer space game life, anyway. Alright, so how do I get to Sector 21? That's where they want me to go. Well, I have a special little thing called Target Sector. Aha! So that creates a sector cube, even where there is none. That see, these sector cubes will appear as you enter each sector, right? They'll appear in your map, and it expands as you explore more of this galaxy. However, sometimes the quests occur in a sector that is not in one that you've mapped before. So when that happens, Target Sector will allow you to see where that sector is. And here we go. Now we can see there's a sector over there, and it's got some stars in it. And we know pretty much where to look for a star in Sector 21 now. So there it is. Here's us. Here's Sector 21. So if we click on some of the stars, right click, you'll see they're in Sector 21. Now some of them might actually be past Sector 21. They're not in this cube, but they're beyond it. And like this red giant is in Sector 20, so that's actually just adjacent to Sector 21. This hypergiant is also in Sector 20. But we get a general idea. We know we're not going to, for instance, find it over here. This is Sector 41, or over here. It's got to be somewhere in this cube. So here's one that's certainly going to be in there. So there's a bunch of stars in Sector 21 that we can pretty much find relatively easily now that we have the target sector highlighted. And once again, hitting O will toggle that overlay. Sector 21. So here's a standard star in Sector 21 with 6 planets. That sounds like a great place to start. And I'm going to warp there. And before you warp, have a look down here. There's some very important things down here. It's showing you the star size, the distance of that star in astronomical units, your current sector, the sector the star is in, the number of planets. Aha! The fuel required, right? So I can have up to 300 fuel. I currently have 228 fuel. And this star is a distance that will require the use of 82.033 units of fuel. So pay attention to that, because if I go somewhere that requires, say, 130, that's more than half of my fuel. I won't be able to return back to the mothership if I go somewhere that distant. If you're in a real spaceship, you're going to be very cognizant of how much fuel you have, right? And that's kind of how this game works. It's not going to stop you, you know. It'll let you go. It'll warn you when your fuel gets to a certain low level, but this spaceship is kind of old, you know. It's not the best spaceship. It's not equipped with like super AI that's going to tell you everything. You have to kind of figure this out yourself, and that's really actually how I wanted this game to work. So anyway, I'm going to go to this star. Let's get started. You can see my fuel level is going down, the star is approaching, and you can see some planets around it. Okay, see now you can see the star chart, and you can see Sector 43, and you can also see Sector 41, which I just passed through very slightly, right? And then you can also see Sector 21, and this will make more sense as you add to the database. So this button right here, Show Overlay, I'm going to click it, and then it changes to Hide Overlay. What did it do? It didn't do anything. Well, now you can see it did something. So I can use WASD to move around, but if I hit the space bar, I can use my mouse. If I hit the space bar again, the mouse toggles off, and now I use the mouse to control this cursor. Spacebar again, mouse controls the ship. Spacebar again, mouse controls the cursor. So spacebar is your friend. Also, that overlay that we turned on, I can turn it off by hitting O for overlay. So now I can click on these planets. Now remember, surface temperature is in Kelvin. 270 Kelvin is actually like a breezy day. It's like, actually it's about freezing. But as far as you're concerned, in your spacesuit, 270 is just perfect, right? I think 300 is a nice day. That's like Earth temperature, like 70 degrees or something. 270 is like almost freezing, or maybe a little below freezing. But as far as your suit is concerned, freezing is fine. You can go way below freezing and be safe. See, now we're going down to 185. Now that's cold. And if I go and look further, here's another planet. Ah, this one has a higher surface temperature at 305. Why? Because it's got lava. So some planets, even if they're further out from their star, they might have lava, and that will make them hotter. Here's one at 357. This is a nice one. Here's one that looks like it's going to be too hot. It's got silicate rock, though, at 510 degrees. That's very hot. Aha! Here's a planet way back here. Seems like it's the farthest planet out, but it's a nice temperature because it's got lava, and it's silicate rock. So I'm hoping that's the planet that has the crystals I'm looking for. I'm going to turn off this overlay because it looks cooler without it. But the overlay will help you greatly when you're looking for planets. Sometimes they're far away, they're not brightly lit, and they're hard to find.
Warning. Planet contains service hazards. Proceed with caution.
Okay, so my computer just warned me that this planet has surface hazards. And it's not the temperature, but there is lava on the surface of this planet. You can see these patches of lava all over the place. So you want to be careful. You don't want to walk into lava. Lava is hot. Other planets might have some kind of poisonous gas, like ammonia or sulfuric acid, or liquid forms. Depending on the temperature of the planet, how close it is to its star, it will change the surface features. So listen to your computer. She's warning you. There's surface hazards. So how do I get down to this planet? Well, one thing you want to be aware of is that there is a tutorial up here. This tutorial, hitting tab, will open and close it. And it will give you sort of a context-based series of hints. So while I'm at the helm of my ship, these are some of the things I can do, right? Telling you how to control the ship, telling you what spacebar does, right-clicking on stars, press E to disengage from console. Let's try that. E. Look, I'm in a spaceship. So, oh, there's a little hand with an E on it. So I'll press E again, and look, it brings me back to my ship's console. So E is sort of the interact button. Now that I'm in orbit around this planet, I can actually go land on it. But before I do that, I'm going to go down this little hallway and go to my storage locker just to show you that I have one. So I have a storage locker. I can put stuff in it, right? And I can take stuff out of it. So I don't need to put anything in it right now, but later on when I get stuff, I will want to do that. And again, pressing E is the way to interact with these things. This will take me to land on the planet. So right now it's saving progress of the game. Every time you land, you'll save the game. Now it's generating a randomly generated planet. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Sometimes it takes a lot longer. So I do apologize about that. It works, but it can take some time sometimes, and it's my fault. It's all my fault. So now we're on the surface of the planet. And you can see I've got this spaceship. Pressing E will take me back up to my spaceship. This is sort of just like the landing craft, right? And now, but we don't want to go back up yet. We want to look at the cool lava and stuff. So I'm walking around. Now if I walk into this lava, I will start to take damage and die very quickly. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to jump. You can see that yellow bar. I can't point at it, but you can see the yellow bar. When I jump, it goes down. That means my jetpack is being used up, but it regenerates itself. It's like a super everlasting jetpack. But you can't use it continuously. You know, it will run out of fuel temporarily. So this is a cool planet. It's got some lava. What I need to look for is a cave. You can see the sun up there. That's that standard star. If I use the mouse wheel, I will scroll up and pull out my gun, and then I use it again and I pull out the mapping device. If I have more weapons, it will cycle through all of them in order. And again, I for inventory. You can see I only have one weapon equipped right now. So we're going to look for a cave. I'm going to run a bit. Oh, right ahead of me there is a little red dot on this mapping device. That means there's a cave entrance. So the red cave entrances indicate caves that I have not entered. Once I enter this cave and I come out of it, that red icon will turn into a blue icon indicating a cave I've been in. So you don't have to wonder, oh, have I been in that cave or not? You'll know. So let's go in it. So now it will load a randomly generated cave, saving your progress, of course. There we go. Okay, so I can see I'm in a cave. It's dark. What do I do? You know, if I go in here and I lose track, I can see the exit, but it's dark otherwise. Oh, there's some crystals. Wouldn't it be nice to have some light? Well, guess what? I'm nice. I gave you a light. So all you have to do is press F, and your flashlight turns on. And pressing F again will turn the flashlight off. And that's it. F for flashlight. And again, options, controls. If you think, hey, I should be able to do such and such, how do I do that? Go to this controls menu. It will tell you how to do stuff. Shift will help you run. F for flashlight. I for inventory. You know, R for reload. Right? B for activate beacon. What's that? I don't know. I'll show you. Anyway, okay. Oh, check this out. Huh. What did I get? I got Agnaxium crystals. Lucky me. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to grab a bunch of these. These are... So these now serve as fuel for my spaceship. But they also are the fuel for the main mothership. But don't worry about the mothership. They are going to send a team here and, you know, do some like strip mining and get plenty of fuel. Everything you find out in these caves, that's for you. You can keep it. Okay, there's a impassable sort of barrier here. I'm going to try to shoot it. Okay, guess what? I can't. I need a better weapon to shoot through these things. But, you know, there are better weapons in this game. So maybe one day I can come back and explore that cave a bit more. A lot of the caves are more, you know, they're larger than that one. And there's more to explore, but some of them, they're blocked off. And you won't be able to without finding some better weaponry to blast through those impassable stalactites. Okay, where the heck am I? Now, I can look at my map, and I can see there's a blue dot here where this cave is. Uh-oh, I'm out of oxygen. Let's just see what happens. I can also see a green arrow pointing, and that's my spaceship. And that's actually what the B button does too. It sends up a beacon so you know where your ship is. Oh my gosh. I'm running out of oxygen. Now, if I was smart, I would just refill that oxygen. And I hope you guys like my voice acting, because I put a lot of effort into this, okay? So this is oxygen. I refilled my tank a bit, so I've got a few more minutes here. But I'm going to head back. Remember, B for beacon. B for beacon. And whenever in question, check the controls. It tells you all. Alright. So I'm going to go back to my ship. Now see, my ship is actually a nice place because it refills my oxygen for me. So I'm not pressing any buttons, I'm just standing here. As soon as that little arrow, that little hand icon appears, it will refill my tank. When it's not there, then my air will start to be used up. So that's a good thing to know. If you're running out of oxygen, you can just come back to your ship, refill, and go back exploring. But for right now, we're just gonna finish off this first quest. Now I'm back in my ship. So I didn't really find much. I found the important crystals I was looking for though, so that's what I'm going to show you. This is the last step. Okay, so now I'm still orbiting this planet. Now to get away from this planet, I just basically use the manual controls of my spaceship, which is the WASD controls, and I don't want to push forward. Pushing forward won't do anything. I want to kind of back away from the planet, because planets are big gravitational objects, and they will pull you in and make you crash if you get too close to them. So what I want to do is sort of back away and it's warning me, like, be careful. But now that warning has gone away,
Ship has entered
so I'm in a
gravity
sort of safe place now. So now what do? So I right-click on this planet where I found my crystals, and I drop the beacon. Bonk.
Mothership
And now
transit initiated.
the mothership. Let's see if we can catch it. Sometimes you can see it flying through space. It will appear. There it is.
Mothership transit
We
complete.
missed the movement. The mothership will actually fly up above. I mean, there's no up and down in space, right? But it will fly above the star you just found the crystals at. And I'm going to click on this message here. Well done. Great job. You get money. The mothership has now moved closer, so you don't have to fly all the way back to it. And it's giving you your next mission, right? So once again, I can go to my star chart, and I can see here's my ship. I'll go to stars. Here's my ship. That's this one. Here's the mothership. That's this guy. Here's the star. I can select that star, right? Now, since we've landed on a planet, check this out. Aha, here is a planet. It's in our star chart now. Notice there's 6 planets around this star, right? 6 planets. But we're only seeing one. Why is that? Because we only actually scanned one star. We landed on it, but we also scanned it. And scanning is, if you orbit a planet, you will automatically scan it. But you can actually scan planets without landing on them or orbiting them. So I just scanned another planet. And let's scan another planet. And let's go back to our star chart. Click on the star. Ah, see, now there's some more planets. Sometimes they're a little bit hard to click on. I apologize about that. You kind of have to move around them. Left clicking will select, right? And right clicking will let you zoom around like this, get different perspective on things. So here, this is the planet we landed on. Volcanic fog, silicate rock. Look at this. I can name this planet. I can call it Lava World if I want to. I can also take notes. So this planet had these actinium crystals found. So I want to take notes, because after I go to like 30 different planets, I'm going to forget what was on each one, right? So take notes. The game doesn't do it for you. I mean, it gives you these basic pieces of information about each planet that you've scanned, but if you find something cool, you find fuel, you find some aliens, you have to take notes to remember where you found them. I haven't been to this planet yet, so I'm not going to take any notes on it. I'm going to exit this. So I want to go back to the mothership. So I'm going to go back here, click on stars. Mothership isn't really a star, but for the effects of this map it is, because it's something you can warp to. Now you can see my spaceship is turning towards the mothership. Middle scroll wheel will zoom in and out. You can hear the warp engines running. If I exit this panel, you'll see I'm in warp. And here's the mothership again.
Mothership successfully approached.
And so now I can go back to the quests. Did I find a gizzard? No. Did I find a lamp? No. Did I find a capacitor? No. Can I buy some more stuff? Yes. So, ooh, here's a laser rifle. I don't really have enough money for that. Okay, here's ammonia resist. So you'll see your armor has some of these radiation base. So ammonia is a base. So any bases can corrode your armor if you're like walking in a big pool of ammonia. Mercury can corrode your armor and kill you. Acids can do that. And then there's this deflective shield. So your armor has a certain deflective quality. So if an alien is shooting a laser at you, it will do a certain amount of damage. This determines how much damage you take to your health versus how much your suit sort of absorbs. So, and then this is the condition, 100. I haven't taken any damage yet. So these are, you'll find different armor upgrades. You'll find different weapons. There's a laser rifle, as I mentioned. Ammo, we looked at those already. I'm going to exit this panel. One last thing I'm going to do before I stop. You're going to see I have 144 fuel remaining. Now, I got some crystals, 82 of them. I'm going to use them. And they add it to my spaceship's total fuel, current fuel. Here it's 226 now. Anyway, that's the first quest. So I'm hoping this helps some new players to try it out. And I'm just going to go to this random star right now as I turn off the game, turn off this video, and leave you to it. Thank you very much. Good night.